Hey subbies, I am super excited to share with you a to be read stack for July 2022. I am an absolute avid Ravenous reader that I'm super excited to share with you the to be read stacks that I'm going to be reading every month and then share the book reviews for them throughout the month as well. So make sure that you've hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell and set your notifications to all so you don't miss any of them. This is the stack of books that I'm going to be reading for July 2022, and I'm going to share with you the synopsis for them so they can be some new additions that you can add to your to-be-read stacks. The first one is Zooman Sam. This is by Lois Lowry. She wrote the Anastasia Krupnik series, The Giver. She is a truly talented, wonderful writer that I would read any book that she writes. Sam Krupnik has to dress up for a future job day at school. But Sam doesn't want just any job in his future. Sam wants to be a zookeeper, just like Zookeeper Jake in his favorite picture book. His innovative mom and sister help him create a memorable costume which he wears and wears and wears long after his firefighter classmates have gone back to their blue jeans. Encouraged by Mrs. Bennett, his teacher, Sam embarks on a lengthy project to teach his preschool class about a zookeeper's responsibilities, from the feeding of the cubs to the training of the lions. Along the way, often painfully, he learns what the job of teacher really requires: scheduling, perseverance, tact, and the wearing of many different hats. As always, the patient and loving Krupnik family stands by as Anastasia's irrepressible little brother struggles with a set of almost impossible goals. Readers of all ages will cheer for Sam as the embroidery thread that spells Zooman Sam over his heart unravels and quite surprisingly transforms him into something more wonderful than even he could have imagined. The next book I have is The River by Gary Paulsen. He's the author of the award-winning novel Hatchet. This is the Hatchet book series. The River. We want you to do it again. These words spoken to Brian Roberson changed his life. 2 years ago, Brian was stranded alone in the wilderness for 54 days with nothing but a small hatchet. Yet he survived. Now the government wants him to do it again, to go back into the wilderness so that astronauts in the military can learn the survival techniques that kept him alive. This time he's not alone. Derek Holzer, a government psychologist, accompanies him to observe and take notes. But during a freak storm, Derek is hit by lightning and falls into a coma. The radio transmitter is dead. Brian is afraid that Derek will die of dehydration unless he can get him to a doctor. Brian's only hope is to build a raft and try to transport Derek 100 miles down the river to a trading post, if the map he has is accurate. In The River, Gary Paulsen delves deeper into the character of Brian Roberson, the hero of the Newbery Honor book Hatchet. Here Paulsen is at his finest, describing the horrifying adventure that pits a boy against nature for the second time in his life. The third book that I have is Brian's Return by Gary Paulsen. This is another book in the Hatchet series. Brian's Return. As millions of readers of Hatchet, The River, and Brian's Winter know, Brian Robeson is the ultimate survivor. Alone in the wilderness, he faced the elements and lived on the edge of death. Now that he's back in civilization, he can't make sense of ordinary life. High school leaves him feeling more isolated than when he was by himself in the wild. He misses the woods so much that he'd go crazy if he couldn't dream of getting ready to go back in. But going back is no dream for Brian. It's the answer. In Gary Paulsen's gripping story, Brian discovers his true path in life and where he really belongs. The fourth book I have is Family of Liars by E. Lockhart. This is the book in the series to We Were Liars. Lying runs in the family. A windswept private island off the coast of Massachusetts. A hungry ocean, churning with secrets and sorrow. A fiery, addicted heiress. An irresistible, unpredictable boy. A summer of unforgivable betrayal and terrible mistakes. 27 years before the events of We Were Liars comes another summer, another generation, and the secrets that will haunt them for decades. A story that is scandalous, tragic, and layered with mystery. Welcome back to the Sinclair family. They were always liars. And the fifth book is The Invited by Jennifer McMahon. In a quest for a simpler life, Helen and Nate have abandoned the comforts of suburbia to take up residence on 44 acres of rural land where they will begin the ultimate aspirational do-it-yourself project, building the house of their dreams. When they discover that this beautiful property has a dark and violent past, Helen, a former history teacher, becomes consumed by the local legend of Hattie Breckenridge, a woman who lived and died there a century ago. With her passion for artifacts, Helen finds special materials to incorporate into the house. A beam from an old schoolroom, bricks from a mill, a mantle from a farmhouse, objects that draw her deeper into the story of Hattie and her descendants. 3 generations of Breckenridge women, each of whom died suspiciously. As the building projects progress, the house will become a place of menace and unfinished business, a new home, now haunted, that beckons its owners and their neighbors toward unimaginable danger. I hope this to-be-read stack for July 22 is very inspirational to you, and there will be some books in the stack that have touched your heart that you'll add to your to-be-read stack, and I hope that you love them just as much as I'm going to enjoy sharing book reviews for each one of these. I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell to turn on your post notifications so you don't miss out on any of my amazing, fantastic, wonderful, fun videos that I have to share. I upload new videos every Wednesday and Friday, and I don't want you to miss out on any of them. I would love it if you would follow me on my social media. My Instagram is Comedy Creation. I love to share library hauls, book reviews, and fantastic food photos. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. My Twitter is Comedy Addict. I love to play hashtag games, but what I love even more is being able to interact with each and every one of you incredibly inspirational individuals. Your tweets mean the world to me, and I treasure every one of them. The newest addition to my social media is my Facebook page. My Facebook page is Papa Apple. I share my newest YouTube videos on there, as well as book reviews and reels of my to-be-read stacks, so be sure to give the page a like. All of my social media can be found in the description box down below. I'd love for you to follow me. Let me know what some of your favorite books are that'll be on your to-be-read stack for July 2022. I love adding to my never-ending to-be-read stack, especially when they include your recommendations. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to see you in the next video, subbies. Until then, sensational smiles go for miles. Be sure to subscribe and stay a while. See you in the next video. Bye, subbies.